Hi, my beautiful light beings. I'm back. Recently was placed into hermit mode so that I can properly process out some final things before entering into the new timeline that I am currently in. This ascension, as first of all, I hope all is well with everyone. I hope that y'all are taking it easy. You're just trying to handle everything as smoothly as you can. This is definitely a moment of surrender for the collective, both divine masculine and divine feminine energies. And especially now that the 12/12 portal is open, this particular portal at this particular time is now joining together. It's not focused on the twin flame unions. It's now focused on the divine unions. So you're gonna start to see a lot of unions that were more glorified being broken up, both publicly and privately. You'll start to see a lot of like childhood sweethearts reconnect, or people that you never kind of thought you would be able to reconnect with. You can, if it's divine at least, that is what is to come moving forward. And also just brand new, not brand new because, you know, twin flame unions, that's lifetimes of love that is shared, because the twin flame journey is, again, really all about finding your way back to self. It's not necessarily about, not even necessarily, it's not at all about the other half of you, because that's the difference. A lot of people aren't aware that twin flames is just one soul split into two bodies, which is why oftentimes when you meet your twin flame, it feels as though you're talking to yourself. It feels as though you're literally looking at a mirror. Doesn't matter if it's a same-sex relationship, it's male and female relationship, it doesn't matter. Once you experience that, it's like no other. So a lot of us who are on the twin flame journey are dealing with a great deal of separation. It's either at the point of separation where everyone's taking time to really pour into oneself, and then you have those who are in the reunion stage now, where you know, the physical aspect of the union is now manifested. But yeah, it's just a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time. So for me personally, this hermit mode was more so clearing out and also preparation. Because I feel this level of balance between both my light and my dark side. So I flow through both very comfortably now. And obviously these videos are for those who have a little bit more understanding in the sense of energy, in the sense of frequency, in the sense of the polarity of both light and dark. Dark does not mean evil. It's just literally the other aspect of yourself. You're not just all light, and you cannot have light without the darkness. You cannot have dark without the light. They literally need each other in order for the balance to occur. So when you hear people or women mention that they are operating in their dark, divine, feminine energy, it's more of an energy that allows you to really reign supreme within oneself, in the sense of, I know exactly who the fuck I am, and literally no one can convince me of otherwise. When it is a situation, we're confident enough to address things. We have the rage that comes from a being operating in a dark, divine, feminine energy is just not to be fucked with. And it's one of those things where it does take some serious ass trauma, or you just get tired of constantly being misunderstood, constantly being used, constantly being mistreated, constantly being betrayed. Just so many different things that play a part in the entire journey to tap into that aspect of yourself. Now, the thing about it is that there's an importance when it comes to understanding why the need for that balance, because then if you stray too far into your dark, divine, feminine energy, then you will literally be a force that is kind of uncontrollable. You understand what I'm saying? And you'll fuck around and do some real vengeful ass shit, okay? So it's best when you get to that point, because it manifests in different ways, depending on who you are, depending on the rank that you have, depending on a lot of things. You understand? Depending on what is written in the stars for you to actually live out and tap into. It's all depending on so many factors. But understanding that it's okay and it's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to be scared of. It's literally shit that you need in order to protect yourself. Because once you find a balance between the light and the dark, your shadow aspect of self, it no longer comes up and causes harm to the light aspect of self. Your shadow self now protects the light aspect. So whenever you feel like you are disrespected in any form of way, or you feel as though there's ill intent towards your light side, your shadow side, is your dark side, shadow, whatever you want to call it, is going to be that voice. That's when that throat chakra get the work in. You understand what I'm saying? That's when you feel the righteous justice. I see a lot of people, and I stress this a lot, is that healing and just the whole journey back to self, because there's no such thing to, I don't like the fact that we keep categorizing spirituality as if it's an optional thing. We are all spiritual beings as a collective having a human experience. I'm not really sure what gives the inclination that like you get to choose to not have a spiritual journey. It's just a matter of what frequency you're on. There are some people who have no aspect of their spiritual self, so they have no idea what's transpiring and why things are manifesting the way that it is on the physical. So many things can be explained on the physical if we were more so aware as a collective on the spiritual. The more you get tapped in and the more you awaken the gifts that were naturally embedded within your DNA, it was given to you. You need the shit in order to survive down there. You understand? In order for us to naturally tap into that self, we have to go through the process of the shadow work, of the ego deaths, of the dark nights of the soul. We're going through the tests and the trials and making the sacrifices, because once we have all of these throughout the journeys and the trials and all of that stuff, that's when we are able to access the gifts that we all have. I've been noticing that a lot of us as teachers, as readers, and just other practitioners, and those are here to assist, we keep just drilling it in everyone's head, just the need to understand that you need to go through the journey. The gifts that I have, and I haven't even tapped into all of the gifts that I can possibly have. But the gifts that I've been gracious enough to be blessed with, to unlock, to tap back into, are gifts that I actually need to have for my survival because of who I am. One of the gifts that I have that I love, but I'm grateful for it, but it's also very invasive sometimes and it can be uncomfortable, is that I have the ability to tap into people's thoughts. Now, you can say that and be like, oh, what are you, fucking X-Men and shit? No, it's not as simple as it sounds. If someone is in my energetic field, someone is in my energetic field, and I am thought of in a negative way, I am spoken about in a negative way, you could be all the way in Timbuktu, is immediately going to come to me. Now, there are some types, and again, I have a plethora of gifts. I'm just being open with that one because I've shared that before. But before, when I wasn't awake, and I wasn't walking in my divine purpose, I constantly was getting betrayed. I was constantly dealing with people and different karmic connections where it would be a kiki in the face, but then as soon as I'm not around, there's so much conversation about me in such a negative light, and I carried on for years just oblivious, not knowing anything, right? And then so now the gift that I have allows me to know ahead of time who exactly feels what about me at any point in time in a negative light. It doesn't mean I'm not just walking around like, oh yeah, what you talking about? What he think about? Or what he think? That's not what it is. You understand? It's just more so I just pick up on it. I can't really explain it. It comes to me. It is what it is. It's not just myself. I can pick up on other people who are in my frequency, like if they're being in my energetic fields, if they're being talked about, and it just so happens to be that I'm here. Yeah, I can hear all of that. You understand? And the more that I am continuing to ascend, the more that I am evolving, the more that I'm getting deeper within myself, the more my gifts heighten. So it's at a point now where like nobody could lie to me. And if you think that you got away with the lie, it's because I'm just letting you hang yourself. Like some things I don't need to be like, oh, I know you did it, and I know you did it, and I know you did. No, it's gonna stress me out. So all I do is just let it be known. Now, majority of the time, because again, I was on an old timeline where literally just about everybody, damn, not one person. Literally just about no one actually took my gifts seriously. And again, this is not no woe is me thing. This is just me like reviewing from a higher perspective now. And even now, you know, I'm still taken as a joke, I guess. Okay. You don't have to believe anything that I say. You don't have to take anything that I do or I say to heart. That's not my job to care. But nonetheless, my point is that when I say it, it's not taken seriously until I say exactly what is being thought of and different things like that. And it's just funny to me, because a lot of us who are ascending, like I feel like it comes naturally, just because as you ascend, you start to talk less and you start to utilize telepathy a lot more. So for me, even up to today, for the past maybe month, 2 months, I've just been having the urge to be silent. Just silence. I spend a lot of time in a naturally introspective state. So shadow work for me is daily. Even in areas where I'm slacking, because, you know, like right now because I am ascending higher, I'm really being called to like, for real, chill on the meat and stuff. Granted, I don't eat it OD, but like, you know, when I have my cravings, or sometimes because I am an open channel, like I'll tap into somebody's frequency and be like, damn, I'm craving steak. And I'll legit have steak for like 3 days in a row just because someone, not frequency, their energetic field, someone that's in my energetic field has been craving steak. So it's weird. So I'm working on the discipline. Like I'm also being called to like stop freaking smoking and shit, which y'all know I love me some herbs. But I have to be obedient because, at least for right now, I have to be obedient because if I'm not obedient, then I'm not able to have the purest kind of vessel. A purest vessel in order for me to heighten my ability to channel the way that I need to. So understand that just because we are here, and a lot of us who are, again, teachers and leaders in a sense, and are here to assist, just because we're presenting ourselves or you see us like this, it doesn't mean that we don't have the human experience to go through. Granted, 90% of the time, majority of us is over on the 5D spectrum. So spiritual, like, and mental, we're not even here for real. But we still have, again, to deal with the 3D aspect of this experience because we still have these physical vessels. So while we do that, yeah, we still have temptations on things. Yes, we still, you know, give me a, huh? Fruit?
I finished recording.
No. Do you want an apple?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Make sure you wash it. No. Close the door. Okay.
We just want a hug.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Go play.
Go, Lily.
Go play, love. Go play. Do you want an apple too? Okay, go get apple. Give your sister an apple. Go with your brother and get an apple. Yes, I know. Go get apple. Go ahead. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't mean that we are. Okay, go. All right. Go get apple. It's okay. Go ahead, Eden.
I guess I'm not going to apple for Ellie.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just at a point now where we have to really. Give me 1 second. My bad. Yeah, what are you willing to do on this physical plane in order to meet that level of access? Because the thing is that it requires us to make a certain level of sacrifice on the physical plane in order to gain access to a higher frequency. So like right now, people keep looking at people that I interact with on a daily basis, look at me and assume that I'm right there with them energetically. My vessel is here. But energetically, I don't live in the same world that y'all do. My reality is not the same. So therefore, my thought process will not be the same. The energy that I put out will not be the same. It's always going to feel or seem problematic, or it's always going to be seen or feel as weird, or you're doing something wrong, or you're this and the third. And I'm not talking about myself when I'm just saying, oh, it's all me. No, that's not, I'm not making it this personal. This has nothing to do with personal situations. This just has everything to do with what the overall experience is like for everyone who chooses to ascend. The only thing that will make sense on a 3D scale is lower vibrational shit. The only thing that's gonna make sense on a higher scale is the higher vibrational shit. So if I'm here, or the beings who have chosen to awaken are here, and the ones that have chosen to stay asleep are here, unless you come up here, I'm not coming down there. Because if I come down to meet you, it's still a little bit high. It's still higher than the vessels, than the beings on this part, on this frequency. So everything I do is going to seem super intense. It's going to seem super weird. It's going to seem super unorthodox. It's going to seem whatever. But what I need, but the thing that I need y'all to focus on and have the discipline, the thing that we, not just y'all, because I'm still here, hey body, you feel me? So it's a collective thing. We need to focus on actively not caring. We need to focus on actively not caring. And I say personally, because I, especially knowing, I've always been a leader. I've always known that I was a leader. I've always known that I was a teacher. I've always known, even with just me being the healing, but I've always lowered myself in the sense of dimming my light, because I never wanted to outshine everybody else. I never wanted to necessarily do that, but my personality is big because it matches my love light. I cannot hide that. And I used to hide that by playing dumb, or by not speaking at all, or by not sticking up for myself, by allowing people to blatantly do things that I know was not right, that I know was ill-intended, but still trying to find a way to be like, whatever. You understand? And it's so funny because I was listening to a reading. That's crazy that I'm channeling the same shit. Because I was listening to a reading earlier and it resonated so well because I think about how many spaces I made myself small in just so everyone else around me can feel just a tad bit comfortable. And now I'm at the stage where I just don't give a fuck. Because I'm here to do a job. And it requires for me to walk in my fullest, most authentic self. And that goes for all of us. It doesn't matter what role you play in this whole entire process, this whole entire journey. It does not matter if you're supposed to be the leader, you're supposed to be not a follower, but in the sense of you're not in the leadership position, you have a designated role. Everyone has a role to play. Just because those of us who are designated for leadership, designated for healing, designated for this mentorship, the whole 9 yards, it doesn't make me any better than the person who has to fucking like just be in love light. Like, you get what I'm saying? Not right now, baby. I love you too, but give me a second.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't mean that. What did I just say? Oh, okay. Don't leave that again without the cover.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, so it doesn't matter that one has one job and the next has the next. We all have different rankings. Again, we all have different rankings. We all have different places to be. We all have different things to do. Everybody got a job. You understand? Nobody's less important than the next because we are all actively needed in order to make this shit work as far as this journey of ascension. You feel me? But it is levels. That means that some of us have a different type of protection than others. Some of us have a different type of calling than others. Some of our spiritual team is a little bit more thorough than others. It just depends on the bloodline that you have, the reputation that you have in the spiritual realm. Y'all think that the reputation out here is the... Please, this reputation ain't shit. Now, it does help, obviously, but it ain't shit. Because the real noise you can make is who you got rocking with you on the spiritual level. Because, again, this is all an illusion. This is all a part of just the human experience. It's just a projection. We create our realities based on our innermost thoughts and perceptions of things. We create that reality. So you can determine how freely you want to be. You can truly determine on your own. You don't have, like, y'all know it's okay to, like, not do what everybody else is doing. It's literally okay to not follow what everybody else is saying. Not wearing the same shit everybody else is wearing. Not talking the same way everybody else is talking. Like, I just need that to really be an understanding type of thing. Being your authentic self is the goal. Like, I love the fact that I'm weird as shit. I genuinely do. I love the fact that I love all sorts of music. I love the fact that I don't dress necessarily like everybody else. I love the fact that I cater to myself in different ways, because there was a time, I love the fact that I speak up for myself. I love the fact that I'm able to say what the fuck I feel and stand on that shit. And that's it. And nobody convinces me otherwise. I don't give a fuck if I'm standing by myself. I love that about me now. Because the thing is that it took me so long to find that. I spent majority of my life not restricting myself from being that because of how awful I felt every time watching the pushback on me just being me. Me just being me was always too fucking much. Until I realized, no, I need to be in my bubble where I get to be me freely without any type of opinions, any type of judgment, any type of anything. I get to, and that's why now I wake up and I look the way I be loving myself down in the mirror, because it's just like, I be loving myself down so bad because it's like, damn, yo, every single roll, every single stretch mark, every single lump, every single butt, like, bro, I love myself in a way that's like, it's kind of obsessive. Like, I'm obsessively becoming so enamored with who I am because I'm rediscovering myself. And I have new eyes. I literally never thought I was beautiful at all. Because people didn't tell me I was beautiful. Like, I would get dressed up sometimes. Like, when I get dressed, oh, you cute. But it was always shade behind that. So I didn't ever really think that I was actually, like, attractive or anything like that. And the thing is, I don't have to be attractive to literally anybody. I don't need nobody to find me attractive except for the individual that source picked for me. And this goes back to us, especially if you're on the twin flame journey. Love yourself so much that whether you end up with that partner or your journey ends up with you being alone, that you are okay with that because you have learned to pour so much into self. So much into self. That being alone is probably one of the best things. It is. So that inner work is so fucking important. It's not even funny, y'all. That shadow work, the introspection, the ego deaths, bruh, it's not even funny how mandatory that shit is for you to really tap into the highest version of yourself. And I'm speaking specifically right now to my divine feminine and my divine masculines who are about to enter into some serious, who is meant for them to be in divine unions. It is required for you to love on yourself and go through that journey in order to be able to fully be prepared, because you have to be able to stand alone with or without your partner. Now, it feels good to be loved by another human being, by another being, another soul. It feels good. But baby, when you can sit there and look at yourself and really be content. I mean, just sit in the middle of the night and just really close your eyes and just sit with yourself and be content. No matter what the thoughts are coming, no matter what. But just feel your energy. Feel how divine you are. Feel how worthy and deserving you are of literally all of the fucking love that you can possibly get. And that's one of the best ways to manifest, I'm starting to realize. You want that partner to treat you well? You want a partner who loves you down and does this, that, and the third for you? Mama needs you to get up and do it yourself first. Show the universe that you are willing to do it for yourself before the universe will bless you with that energy. Match you. The universe will just match you with that energy, honey. That's all it is. It's just providing you a reflection. So get that. Know that. Because now, those of us who have been actively putting in that work, it's divine union time. It's peace and relax time. Yeah, we still gonna get to work because obviously on the spiritual aspect, like our job, we don't never really clock out for real. You understand what I'm saying? We always working. And that's what people don't understand. Like, money is not how we get paid. Now, granted, I don't play by the wealth. I'm generational wealth, you know, it takes time though. It takes time when you're doing shit the right way. It takes time. So even for those who are going through that financial struggle right now, because that too, when I tell you that shit will hit you, it's gonna hit you. When you're going through that test where everything's being stripped away from you, how content are you within self to where those attachments and those materialistic things still does not stop no show. You're still you with $2 in your account, and you're still you if you got $1 million in your account. Work on yourself. Do the work. We know it is scary. That's why Source allowed us to go through it ahead of time, so that when it's now time for y'all to decide, okay, cool, I would like to go forth with this. Guess who already has information and the key codes and the cheat codes and the codes and the we got it for you. That's why we go through the most shit. How I'm supposed to be a healer and how I'm supposed to properly teach if I'm not a student myself. As much information as I know, I still know nothing. Because I'm always still in a state of learning. And that is the misconception. That is the illusion that they continue to feed y'all down here. Is that, oh, well, if you don't, once you this type, you call yourself this, then, you know what I'm saying? Then that means you don't need to you shouldn't be going through this. No, we gonna go through it the most. If anything, we gonna get hit with it before, way more than we get hit, then y'all will get hit with the shit. Because of what because of what our assignment is. If your assignment is greater, the tests are going to be greater. The training and the prepping is going to be greater. You got to ace that shit, or else you're going to keep on repeating over and over again. And again, everybody goes through the same shit. It just depends on what your purpose is, and it depends on how much of that shit you need and all of the information and the knowledge that you need to attain in order to properly do your job. The only reason that I'm able to be a shadow work healer, the only reason why I'm able to sit there and offer consultation, I'm able to assist, I'm able to do all of these things, is because the shadow work that I've had to go through, my ego death, my motherfucking dark, I just got out. I'm getting out. Right, I'm right at the finish line of another dark night of the soul. That's why I keep going in. I keep getting placed into hermit mode multiple times, because at the end of the okay, I thought she was crying. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I have to learn this shit. And I don't want to learn it off of secondhand experience. Not trying to be funny. But like, I get why I go through shit. That's why now it's like the shit happens. I feel the emotions. I process it. But also I'm actively, I practice detachment so much. It's not even funny. You have to practice detachment. Because if you continue to attach yourself to the lessons and all of that stuff, then we take it too personally. None of this is personal. Process the emotions. Observe. You understand? Get the revelations and gain the perspective. Now you can move forward. So a lesson when you were asleep or maybe when you just woke up, that would have taken you 2 years, is now only taking you about 2 to 3 months. Now forgiveness is just, all right, baby girl, I ain't gonna forgive. Because we understand what it's like. It's becoming a thing where, like, we get it now. We get it. Yes, baby. Like, we absolutely get it now. You go ahead. So again, I implore you to do your best job to focus on yourself. Focus on what your purpose is and take it one day at a time. And, you know, I always speak to myself. Y'all know everything that I say to y'all is stuff I have to learn and remind myself. With that being said, I love y'all so much. I am glad to be back. I don't know when I will be going into hermit mode again, so take it as you may. Oh yes, I am offering cord cutting rituals. You do not know what that is, like, no shade, like, this is the end of the video, so please just look it up. Just type in cord cutting rituals, read a little bit, learn. If you would like a cord cutting ritual done, especially during this time before the New Year's is up, you know what I'm saying? Winter solstice is the 21st. So between winter and spring solstice, like, you need to be getting rid of some old shit. Especially if you have already entered into a new timeline, especially if you feel the stages and the feelings of going into a new timeline, I would highly suggest you bust out them cord cutting rituals, because a lot of times we still have these attachments to these different karmic connections because we have not cut the cord on the spiritual side. Yes, we may not have seen that man or that woman in about 10, 15 years, but the reason why every other year or so, or you hear a song and you smell something and boom, now you right back into it, it's because you still have that spiritual tie. Okay, soul ties, hello, do y'all not get it? But yeah, it is important to cut those karmic connections on a spiritual level, please, on an energetic level. But please understand, if you do request any cord cutting rituals, please know that it's not going to be effective if you yourself do not believe that you are actually ready to cut this cord. Because if you energetically is still holding on to if you energetically is still holding on to that particular connection, then it's just gonna stay where it's at. It ain't gonna get caught. You have to be truly willing to say, I release this with love. Cause we don't do that hate shit over here. We're not releasing shit with no type of vengeance, no type of negativity. Go to another fucking practitioner for that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. But if you do want a cord cutting ritual, please reach out to me. I had cut off, like, me opening space to accept any clients in regards to any spiritual consultations, any type of shadow work sessions, any shadow work healing sessions. Please contact me, let me know. I am opening myself back up energetically in regards to that aspect. So if you do need any of those services, I am happy to assist. If you do not know what this is about, if it does not resonate with you, it is okay. Find a different person to learn knowledge from. Go somewhere else and figure it out. You know, it don't hurt me no way. Everybody has free will. I love y'all so much. Again, I'm so glad to be back. Yeah, let's get these twin flame unions popping. Like, I'm excited. Like, I'm excited to see all the new love. I'm excited. I love it. Yeah, I'll tap in with y'all later.